76ers say Embiid participated in an on-the-court workout Thursday and experienced an increase in knee swelling following the session. This is quoting a tweet where he said, 76ers Joel Embiid will be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. He will receive treatment to address swelling in his left knee. I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast last night. Shout out to the GOAT. Shout out to the Podfather. And he was making a point how Embiid is well on his way to missing half of the games in his entire career. When you think about that, that's absolutely crazy, considering he's played in 400 games. Like, that's one thing if it's like, oh, Embiid's played, like 100 games in his career and he's missed 400 career games. Been in the league now for what, 11 years? 8 years? 10 years? He got drafted in 2014. Missing half of the games is absolutely crazy. He has not played since January 4th. And it's kind of, it kind of sucks for them. Here's the last. So December 20th, Embiid plays against the Charlotte Hornets. 34 points, 9 assists. They win the game by 10 points. Embiid sits out December 21st against the Cavaliers. They lose by 27 points. Second night of a back-to-back, whatever, you're taking it easy with them. Embiid plays against the Spurs December 23rd. Only 14 minutes. They do win that game by 5 points. Then they go to Boston. Remember that? Christmas Day. Embiid, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 of 15 from the field. Sixers win that game. Then they go to Utah December 28th. 32 for Embiid. Sixers win that game by 3. Then they go to Portland. 37 points for Embiid. 12 of 21. They win that game by 22. Then Embiid rests New Year's Day against the Kings. Sixers lose that game. Plays at Golden State the next night, 28-14, but they lose that game by 34 points. He plays January 4th against the Nets, 28-12 in 28 minutes. Sixers win by 29. He has not played since then. So let's just do some quick math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 6-1 in the last 7 games that Embiid has played. But unfortunately, he cannot stay on the basketball court. And unfortunately, this is probably the nail in the coffin for their season, actually. We've kind of joked about, well, the Sixers, they could just, it feels like in the Eastern Conference, no matter what, the Sixers could go on, a 6-game winning streak to close out the season, no matter what the record is, and sneak into the play-in tournament somehow. I'm not so sure about that any longer. The Sixers are 2 games out of the 10th spot right now in the play-in tournament. 15-24, 4 straight losses, 3-7 in their last 10. Here's the big problem for them. Big problem. And this is reevaluated. And so I was mentioning this. I don't remember when. We were talking about Embiid. Is Embiid cooked? Is it over for Embiid? We kind of talked about this, though, that there was some Sixers fans were speculating that he's been missing time with a foot sprain. This is what they were saying. Sixers fans were speculating that there was actually some knee swelling, and they weren't being truthful with their reporting on his injury. They didn't want to say it, but he was having knee swelling in the same knee that's been giving him problems. And if this becomes a reoccurring problem, I think Embiid's career I wouldn't say it's over because it's not like he's going to retire, but you probably start to look at Embiid and the Sixers in a completely and totally different light. It becomes more of the, well, if Embiid can play 40 games, like, it becomes that type of conversation. He's going to be 31 years old when the playoffs start, which they're probably not even going to be in. So what's the best case scenario now for Embiid and the Sixers? He's 32 years old next year at the start of the playoffs. Oh, man, it's sad. It really is. AD's turned it around. AD's been an injury-prone guy. He's not had anywhere near the level of injuries that Joel Embiid has had. Anywhere near. But as I was saying, this is where things get interesting for the Sixers because, God damn it, would you believe it or not, They owe somebody their pick. It's top 6 protected. Go ahead and take a guess. Go ahead and take a fucking guess. The Oklahoma City Thunder have their pick protected. So now all of a sudden, the question becomes, it's 1 through 6 protected. So the Sixers could very realistically get the 7th or 8th pick in what's a loaded draft, and it go to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Think about that. Think about that. So if you're the Sixers, at what point do you say, this shit's cooked? Jared McCain's out for the year. Embiid, who knows? This is one of those weird injuries where would we be that surprised if in 10 days it's like, hey, they got to do a procedure on Embiid's knee to like clean some stuff up? He's probably done for the year. Would that be that, like a scale of 1 to 10? Where is that on the surprise scale for you guys? That'd be about a 4 for me. I'd be very unsurprised. Would a team accept a trade of like Case and Wallace, number 7, and 2 other 2025 first-round picks for the number 1 pick? No. You expect that? Yeah, I mean, that would not surprise me in the slightest. And then the interesting question becomes, well, do you lick your wounds with Paul George? It's not like Paul George hasn't been good. Is there, like, if a team came to you, if you're the Sixers, like, let's just play this made-up scenario. If a team came to you, you're the Sixers, Jared McCain's out for the year. Let's just say Embiid's going to miss some decent amount of time, we think. We owe somebody our pick, top 1 through 6 protected. If a team knocks on our door and says, hey, look, we don't love the Paul George contract, but we're kind of desperate. Like, we'll trade you, pennies on the dollar, but we'll take them off your hands. Would they do it? Would the Sixers do it? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Paul George deserves a statue in Oklahoma City. Absolutely. Finished 3rd in MVP voting when he was there. Signed that contract extension. They had the party with Russell Westbrook. Remember that? I mean, he built them a fucking dynasty, man. Yeah, he deserves a ring. Honestly, Paul George should get a standing ovation every time he's in OKC. A standing ovation. The arena should be Paul George. I'd be chanting that. You know how like in football they have songs and chants and stuff like that? They should do that. They should do that at Oklahoma City Thunder games where they're just chanting Paul George. OKC is going to trade Dort and Ujman Jang for PG, and he's going to be healthy for the rest of the contract because their medical staff rocks. That would also be a funny outcome. If I'm the Sixers front office, I move off Paul George and Embiid, maybe even trade Maxey and into rebuild mode. Nobody's going to want Paul George, though. I mean, I was just kind of throwing a hypothetical out there. Nobody's going to want to trade for him. Also, I mean, what would Embiid's trade market look like? Yeah, the Embiid trade market, what would that even be? I mean, dude, that Embiid contract, wow. 51 this year, 55 next year, 57, 26, 27, 62, 27, 28, and a player option, 28, 29, 67. Whoa, dude. I mean, that's a catastrophe. Yeah, he's about to turn 31, and he's already has like knee swelling that will not go away. 2029. Bro. I mean, what do you even do at this point? Unreal. I mean, I would be, I honestly, I would actually, let's go back. I'd actually be surprised if he doesn't get shut down for the season. I would.